Okay, the audio should be synced. Do you remember a couple years ago, there was a thing called Draw My Life, and everyone was pretty much doing it. It was a pretty big trend. Well, I'm late, but better late than never, I guess. And here is my Draw My Life. So I was born in the summer of 1998 in Beijing, the capital city in the heart of China. Around the time when I was 1 year old, my parents and I immigrated to Canada in 1999 and we landed in Toronto. After a couple of years, we moved up north to Ottawa, which is the capital city of Canada. And while we were there, in the winter of 2002, my brother was born. Shortly after that, we moved again, this time to Montreal, Quebec, the French-speaking province of Canada, and we lived in Montreal until 2005. Then my parents decided that we should move back to China. Coming back, I had a hard time adjusting at first, not just to the language, which I spoke a little Chinese with my parents at home, but mostly to the culture. I started attending a private elementary school in suburban Beijing, which was conveniently located right outside the neighborhood that we lived in. So I was able to walk to school and back home every day. Even though it was difficult for me to adjust to a completely new environment at first, I still managed to adapt, making friends with the other students that are in my class. We fought with each other, sometimes like kids would, but at the end of the day, we're still friends and would hang out and play somewhere within the community. The summer after my third grade was the summer of 2008, and it was Olympics time. And Beijing was chosen to host the Olympics, and I still remember watching the opening ceremony on TV, seeing the footprint fireworks making their way to the bird nest. What's cool was I lived close to the bird nest, so I was actually able to hear the fireworks, just not see it. So I guess not close enough. And fast forward to 2011, we all graduated from elementary school, and as my friend decided on where to go for middle school, my family and I were planning for something else, moving back to Canada. It was a sad moment to say goodbye to childhood friends and having to adjust to a new environment again, but we still moved and landed in Ottawa in the summer of 2011. Even though it was the summer, it was still cold since we touched ground in the middle of the night. I started attending a middle school as an 8th grader in Canada, and while I was there, I had to learn English since I forgot how to speak the language. But along the way, I managed to make friends with the students in my grade, and they helped me a lot for that whole year. And guess what happened next? We moved, again, to another country. Yup, summer of 2012, we moved to Northern Virginia in the US, where I started high school as a freshman. Adjusting to a new environment is hard again, and my idea of what American high school isn't really ideal. But that quickly changed as I managed to make new friends through people who I have multiple classes with and got involved in different clubs, one of which is robotics, which is a team that I'll be a part of for most of high school. I also picked up new hobbies, one of which is photography, which I still enjoy even today. But school isn't the only place where I met people and made friends. In the spring of 2014, my parents heard of a place called Joshua Project and suggested that my brother and I should attend. It was a youth ministry teaching about the gospel, Bible, and training future leaders in Christianity. Now keep in mind, at that time I was nowhere near being religious. But little did I know, this was when my life started changing. In the summer of 2014, through JP Retreat was when I first made the decision to learn the Bible and about who Jesus really is. I started attending a church called MVCBC where I met many other brothers and sisters who also attended JP, and they inspired me as I started following Christ in my life, which also led to my decision of getting baptized in April of 2015, along with 2 of my sisters in Christ. A year later comes college. I decided to attend George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia, which was close to home, so I was able to commute to campus. At GMU, I found Epic. It was a college ministry that I served in. I met new friends and even established some lifelong friends. You may have heard of us, F4. We made so many new memories with everyone in Epic, going to fall retreat, finding the courage to serve on praise team, evangelizing to others. And just this last winter, I attended my first national conference with Epic at Texas. With graduation coming up for me in the fall of 2020 means that I am nearing the end of another chapter in my life. But it also means that the new one is about to start. And with God by my side, I cannot wait for what new adventures will come my way and what the future may hold. And that's it for me. That's my Draw My Life. And I challenge you to bring the draw in my life back again. Do your draw in my life. And that's it. Peace out.